Hello, Burke. So, unfortunately, this is the last video lesson. Hope you continue to play. So, what we have today for the last video lesson is a new solo. So, you'll have two solos now you can do. We're going to drop D tuning. That one's pretty fun. We'll have a drop C sharp Linkin Park riff that you can also play in drop D. It just won't sound as heavy. And then we'll also have Metallica's heaviest song. It's in D, G, C, F, A, D, but we can do it in drop D, and this is changed to drop D. And we'll have one last thing in drop D. So to start off, I guess just a little bit of the technique. So with your picking hand, remember, flex your fingers, relax fully, put the pick between your thumb, your pointer at the first joint, and then it's a sideways wrist movement, supported by the guitar, either here or here. You're with your left hand, kind of like a Lego character, you're holding a sandwich. That. Minimum fret pressure, so remember, no pressure. Some buzzing until you fret a little bit harder. And that's your minimum fret pressure. And then just remember, all the way to the right of the fret, of each fret, that's where you can get the cleanest, the clearest, with the least amount of pressure note. So an example, I guess the 5th fret of the thickest string, I'll start on the right side with minimum fret pressure, work my way back in that same fret to the left side with the same pressure, and it's buzzing, same pressure, there's a note. So it's the basics of the technique. Now for the solo. So it's a 3-parter, this one. So you see this 15, 15, 15, 15, 13, 15, 12, 15. 15, 15, 15, 15, 13, 15, 12, 15. And then once again, it repeats there. So 3 times this happens. So we can go all the way up to here. So the bend right here on the 2nd string will reset this pattern. So what we have here, we'll go the first 3. 2nd string, 15th fret. 1st string, 15. So roll up. I would use my ring finger here. Back to the 2nd string, 15th fret. Now roll back up to the 1st string, 15th fret. Pointer, 13th fret. Pointer, 12th fret after you go back to the 15th fret. And then you, after the 12th fret, it's back to the 15th fret again. That pattern, 15, 15, 15, 15, 13, 15, 12, 15. So it's just going back, roll up to the 15, pointer 13, pointer 12, back to the 15. And then once again. Once again. Oh, and then now you go 12, 10. So after the 12, actually, yeah, right here, then it's 10. 10 to the 12th fret, and you keep bending that 12th, and you can see it keeps going. Oh, right here. So it's a constant bend and release right here. So it's just wow, 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 12th fret. So let me go from this bend to here, the 12th fret. So from up here, 15th fret bend, all the way to the 2nd string, 12th fret. And it's just a small 1/4 bend. Really small bend and release, bend, release. Remember bending, kind of like rotating a doorknob, using some forearm, mostly wrist, a little bit of fingers. Just boom, 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 boom. So after that, let me actually play to here. So that's what that first part will sound like. The next part might be even easier, might be a little bit more difficult. We'll see. So it's from the bend to the bend again, but we'll go right before the bend. So this time, instead of the 15-12, like right here, there and there, we go 15. It's really a full bend, so you bend up 2 frets to the 17, but to save your first string, you can just slide to that 17 on the first string. So from that 15 to 17, instead of bending 15 way up there to the 17th fret. So everything else is the same until we get to after the 13. So you can hear that. Instead of going the 12, 15, 12, you go 15, slide to 17. You can put a little bit of vibrato in it. It's just a fast, small bend back and forth, rapid bend. Very small, rapid bend. That repeats here to there. And then here, we end off doing that same 15, 12, 10, 12 with the constant bend and release right here. So going from here to there, just remember it starts with the 15 bend. I'll have to scroll down. You can't see that 15 bend right there, but here we go. That's what that full thing sounds like right there on that second part. So one more time, I'll get that first part, and then the second part. Here we go. Next part, from here to here. Remember, 2 slides. It ends with 2 slides, 15, 17, 15, 17, and then we just do the last one we did on the first part. So you repeat that twice, and then it's that ending of the last part. So here we go. So that's that solo. Not too difficult. Takes a little bit of practice. Now we'll get into a drop D riff. So let me get the tuner up. You can see this. But we're in standard tuning. Now we drop it. So there's D sharp or E flat, and drop it again to D. So now we're D, A, D, A, D, G. It's getting away from me. B, and E. So now, what we can do, instead of the power chord, actually let me go to that really quickly. So way down here, so there's a 2-4 power chord. If you try that one in drop D, it'll sound like that. So that 2-4 power chord gets translated to the 4th fret with 1 finger. So you can just borrow so the thickest string, A string, D string. If you go to drop C, which I'll show you in a little bit, it'll translate from the 2-4 power chord to the 6th fret. because, let me just go to do that right now. So drop C right here. You can see it's CGCFAD. And to get back to drop D, just go up a whole step with each string, and you're in drop D now. And all you do to get to standard is raise that low D to an E, EAD, GBE, drop D, down to a D, drop C, a whole step with each string, CGCFAD. So that's why you'll get a lower open note. You just go back to, actually, let's go here. So yeah, with the drop tunings, you can play the power chords with one finger, and you'll have a lower open note on the thickest string, so you can play heavier stuff. And if you have an amp with more gain and stuff, you can sound like this in drop D. That's a little bit too much gain right now. So here we go with the first drop D riff. So remember, one finger power chords like this 8-8-5-5. So the first riff, we're gonna start palm mute on the thickest string. So now the low D, because it's D-A-D G-B-E now. So you can see right there. So we're at the low D string, palm mute open. Fifth string, 5-8, so pointer pinky. That's the first three. Next one, palm mute 4-7, so just move back one fret. So there's that one. That keeps going on for a while, and it's Avenged Sevenfold, Shepherd of Fire. That's the intro of it. So that goes on for a little bit, once you get that. And then it goes 8-8-5-5. So one finger power chord, because we're in drop D. One more time, 8-8-5-5. And now we do the same thing we did here, except instead of palm muting, we go open at the beginning and then palm mute in between. So all of this stays the same, but this is now an open. So it goes. And then back to that 8-8-5-5, and it's right there. So you do it 3 times. Do 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 8-8-5-5. And that line's right there because you hold that 8 a little bit. 8-8-5-5. That goes on for a little bit. Let me play that one more time. So it goes open. The palm mute in between. After a little bit, at 1 minute and 20 seconds, you'll hear an open note. 7 palm mutes. Back to the 8-8-5-5. There's that one. That one's fun to play. And it's just pointer and pinky. Pointer, pinky with palm mutes, or one finger power chords with the 8-8-5-5. Just remember when it gets to the at 1:0 like 5-ish, it's open 5-8, palm mute 4-7. And then 8-8-5-5, and then at 1:20 in the song. So just 7 down, up, down, up, down, up, down. So there's that one. Next one. This Linkin Park song, One Step Closer, this riff, it's in drop C sharp, which is right here. C sharp, G sharp, C sharp, F sharp, A sharp, D sharp. And from here, we would just go half a step with each string instead of 2 steps, like for drop C. But we're in drop D right now, so it won't sound as heavy, but we can still do like the 2-finger power chords that are also in drop C. So any drop tuning, you can do those 1-finger power chords. Just if it shows like the 4th fret for drop D, drop C, you'll drop it down, so it'll be on the 6th fret, and the open will be heavier. So right here, we're gonna go open to a natural harmonic. Remember, lightly laying your finger on the fret wire of the 5th fret. And like right on top of that fret wire right here. And just lightly lay your finger on it with little to no pressure. So it's open 5th fret harmonic. After that, we go open 7. So after that, you go 8, 7, open 3. 8, 7, open 3. So that full thing slowly. And then up the tempo a little bit. So that's how that one will sound. Just remember that natural harmonic right there. Open 7, 8, 7, 0, 3. And then we've discussed that one. How 2, 4, that's the standard power chord. Translated to drop D, it shifts the thickest string over, so that 2 becomes a 4 now. And then, so if you would try to play the open, okay, let's just do this, adjust fingering. So the open, actually let me go to drop D, keep fingering, so that opens there. We go to standard now, so think of, we're in drop D, so open in drop D, disregard this up here. And then I change it back to standard, so -2 would be the standard note when the drop D is open. So you can't do that. There we go. So pretty much that just shows you that the open in drop D is lower than standard. Is what we said there. Now for the heaviest Metallica song, translated to drop D tuning, when it's really in D, G, C, F, A, D, so all strings would be, if we go to standard, D, G, C, F, A, D. So all strings from standard would be a full step down. So you're not dropping the thickest string and then dropping all the other strings. You're just immediately dropping every string for the D, G, C, F, A, D tuning. But in drops D tuning, this is what we have. So the thing that should not be, so palm muted, 0, 0, 1, 2, 1-finger power chords. 0, 0, 1, 2. There you go, pointer middle for that 1, 2. And now we'll add the power chord up here, 1, 3. So all of those on the 5th and 4th string, that would be the same power chords as standard, because all we did was change the thickest string in drop D. So after you get that, all you do is go 2, 2, 4, and then 2 palm mute, one string power chord, 3, 5, 3, 5. So let me play up to the 2, 4 slowly. Now I'm going to add the 2, 3, 5s with the 2nd fret palm mute power chord. Here we go. That goes on for a little bit, and then the guitar will just go open to the 2nd fret, 1 finger power chord. That's how that one will sound. And then for the last thing we'll do, so the simple 1 finger power chord, so like if we do it on the 6th fret right here, you can get pretty far with just doing a 1 finger power chord in drop D. But to spice it up, we can use our ring and pinky finger on the 4th string. You see right here how we go the 8th fret, so I would use my ring finger. So bar the 6th and 5th string on the 6th fret with your pointer, and then ring finger, 4th string, 1, 2, 3, 4, 8th fret. So up here it's pointer, pointer, ring, 6th, 5th, 4th string. So that's this right here. Now we can move to the pinky on the 9th fret of that 4th string. So now this one. So just 1 finger power chord is just the 6 barred. Ring finger. Pinky. So that was just going 7th fret, and then ring finger on the 9th, and then pinky on the 10. All on the 4th string with your ring and pinky. Moving back to 7 with your pointer, or 5th fret, I mean. And then 7, 8. So start on the 7th fret, and then 9, yeah, with your ring, 10 with your pinky, back to the 5th fret, 7, 8, 3rd fret with your pointer, 5th fret, 6th fret, 1st fret, and to open. So that's just using the one finger power chords with your ring and pinky, just to expand on that. So there we go. That's the final lesson. So just make sure, keep playing, keep learning some stuff. But here's a new solo, drop D, a drop C sharp riff that you can still do in drop D, and another drop D, and then that using your ring and pinky to expand on the simple drop D power chords with one finger. All right, so have fun practicing that, and hopefully you keep playing. See ya.